All right, so you should have out your Bush piece with it, and you should have your Bush passage. So let me explain to you what you see in front of you. So ultimately in the past, how have y'all like planned an essay? Y'all haven't planned an essay. For the most part, y'all just start writing. There's your first problem. So this is how we plan. So this is how we plan every essay you'll write in here. This format right here will be your lifesaver when you go to college. I don't care what you plan on majoring in, but anything you major in, you will have essays to write. This format will work. Ultimately, this format will give us an introduction, 2 body paragraphs, and a conclusion. When you go to college and your professor says, I need a 10-page paper on blank, you're going to take this format and you're going to blow it out, right? You're going to use the same body paragraph ideas, and then you're going to have multiple pieces of evidence within, right? So you're going to have this 2 body paragraph format will move into 10, 15 pages easily, all right? So when we look at this, our first one, we're going to do Bush 9/11 today together. This will be your example. Tomorrow you'll do Obama on the back, and then you'll create your own for Thunberg. Ultimately, all we're doing is an old school T-chart, right? So when you get your essay and you get your prompt and your passage, we'll annotate and do everything, but this T-chart is what you'll plan on the very bottom, okay? So I just made it a full sheet so we can see it a little bit more easily. This right there, this line in the middle, is your shift. So we have before our shift and after our shift. All right, talk with your partner, look over your passage for Bush, and tell me, where do you guess a shift and why?
Yeah. Because he was saying today, and then I was saying how he took action, and then I was saying how he
Bush, we got it a couple weeks ago. You're gonna have to print it off because I don't have any more copies. So it's online. We got this like weeks ago. It's what we've been using the whole time.
I never got that.
the
You have to print it off because I don't know if I have any copies up there.
and then it was how they responded, and then it was
All right. You can pass this to Maggie. You used that today, but I need it back. All right. So, talk to me. Where'd y'all find the shift? Between what and what? Go ahead, Madeline.
We're debating on if this shift is better after 3 or after 6, but I think it's after 6.
Okay, so good. There, you can argue between either one. If you say after 3, what happens before? How many of y'all said after 3, between 3 and 4? Okay, how many of you said between 6 and 7? How many of you would say both? Ultimately, yes, I would say both. I just don't want us to go there yet because I don't want you to write 3 body paragraphs, because if I'm thinking test mode for a minute, 40 minutes, you don't have enough time in 40 minutes to write 3 body paragraphs. All right, so if you couldn't have both and you had to group them, where would the best place be to group them? So talk with your partner. Why would you group them between 3 and 4? Or split it between 3 and 4? Or why would you do it between 6 and 7? Which one is better? Talk with your partner. You got about a minute. Go.
Six and 7 was the response they had. So like now the answer is good. But I feel like you could like link the reaction and next steps together. So
Between 6 and 7, he's like, appreciative, and then he's like, yeah, it's kind of like the same. I don't know. He goes from being like, I don't know if I
All right, where would we say the best spot is? Between 3 and 4? Okay, that's what we'll go with. Now, when you write this paper, and in the summer, let's say you write this paper and we're scoring it in the summer, do we go in and go, okay, the students have to divide the paper this way? No, absolutely not. We let you tell us how you are dividing your paper up, right? So, okay, so then we go in and we're going to label our body paragraphs. So the first body paragraph for us is going to be 1 through 3. Ultimately, we're throwing out 1 and we throw out 9, right? Good evening and thank you, we throw out, basically, right? So then this means this is 4 through 9. Okay, there's step 1, right? Divide it in half. Okay, step 2 is divide the half in half. So this one's easy for this side, right? Evidence number 1 is going to come from paragraph number 2. Evidence number 2 is going to come from paragraph number 3. Easy, right? Because that's all there is. Y'all with me so far? Paragraphs 4 through 9. Really 4 through 8. How do we group those? How are we going to divide those in half? Talk with your partner. Where would we divide the second half? You got like 1 minute. Ready, set, go.
It'd be between 6 and 7. Yeah, because 4 through 6 is the responses they took right away. 7 through 9 is further actions like we need to take the coverage goals.
All right, evidence number 1. Where are we saying? Does everybody agree pretty much?
Yes.
Okay. So this will be paragraphs 4 through 6. And then this will be paragraphs 7 through 9. So what we've done is we are working chronologically through the passage. We do not go into the passage and just where's Waldo pieces of evidence and pull them together, right? We work from the beginning to the middle to the end. So when we get done writing this paper, notice that we have pieces of evidence from the beginning, middle, and end. In our rubric that you'll see sooner or later, probably in the next couple of weeks, for our essay, it talks about a line of reasoning. So when we follow the line of reasoning, why did this speaker write this argument with this evidence in this order, this way? You're creating a line of reasoning. We are building in our line of reasoning for writing by following their pattern as well. Okay? So now that we've done that, now let's go to paragraph 2. And here's how I do it. I do my claim after I find my pieces of evidence, because I think it is easier to find the evidence that I like, whatever I annotated, and then say, okay, what does that evidence prove? Rather than, here's what he's claiming, now let me go find evidence that proves that. I think it's easier working backwards. That's just how I've always thought, right? So that's why the T-chart works for me. So go into paragraph 2. You have 30 seconds. Find a good piece of evidence. Now, I understand you don't really know what good evidence looks like, but find a piece of evidence that you were able to tie to multiple parts of the rhetorical situation. Talk to your partner. You got 30 seconds. Ready, set, go.
Oh, wait. Because I would put it from like.
I know, but what's the specific? Yeah, I think this is like the big sentence. Yeah.
All right. Question. Ultimately, why did we break it between 3 and 4? What are you saying he's doing in paragraphs 2 and 3? Why'd you break it between 3 and 4?
The tone shifted.
Okay, because why?
For 2 and 3, he was just like addressing like what happened, I think. And
Okay.
after that, he was just, I guess, like saying like what they're gonna do.
Okay, so I'm gonna kind of jot down in the corner some ideas, right? So the first part we said is kind of the present, all the things that are happening now, right? And the second part, we're looking at the future, right? Would that work for us? Okay. If we divided it into the thirds like y'all wanted to, right? It would be the past events, that day, past, the present actions, and then the future actions, right? We could do that. But we'll group in like the past, present together, right? Present still being like that day's actions. Is that clear as mud? Does that make sense? Okay. All right, so paragraph 2, what piece of evidence did you find thinking about like this is the present, like this is what happened? What's a good piece of evidence that we liked? Madeline, go ahead.
Where it says the victims were in airplanes or in their offices, secretaries, businessmen, and women.
Yep, that's what I would like. So I'm going to write down the whole quote. Now, we'll get to a point to where I will show you how to embed text and how to just choose the important parts. But for now, let's go ahead and write the whole part down. So the victims were in airplanes or in their offices. I don't have to read this out to y'all. I will stop talking and just copy. Okay. Look up when you're done and then I'll move forward. Davis, can y'all see back there okay?
Somewhat.
Does that help?
Yeah.
If not, you need glasses.
Well, I do need glasses.
At this point, we have 37 deep in here. It's kind of hard. Okay. Not to kind of this will move us into kind of the next skill, and I don't want to do that, but just tell me, like, what are the things that we like? Don't tell me what it says, but what are the things you like in this piece of evidence that made you pull it?
It's relatable.
Okay. So I'm just going to write down some notes just so that we know. So it's relatable. What else? What else do you like in there that stood out to you?
He emphasizes that they were moms and dads, friends and family and such to try to...
Nope. Don't tell me what he's trying to do. Tell me what you like about the words.
It's sentimental.
Okay, there's sentimental. Okay. Sorry, I'm going to be rude and stop you because I don't want to go into summary. What else do we like about those words? Don't tell me what they mean. What do we like about those words? What's in there that you like?
How it's inclusive.
Okay. And we know that it's inclusive because what's in there? Conjunctions. Conjunction, junction. We like the conjunctions. We like the list. Okay. Those are all the things. Okay, good. So, now, go to paragraph 3. What I do not want is I do not want the same language, right? The list, the inclusiveness, the conjunctions. I don't want the same exact thing, but I still want something to show like what's happening in the present. So you have 1 minute, talk with a partner, somebody around you. What piece of evidence do we like in paragraph 3? Ready, set, go.
Not list, no.
There's, is that what is like addressing what happened? There's the project to change the foundations of a brightest buildings, but they were not the foundation.
There also could be like today our nation sought global, the very worst of human nature. I wouldn't have picked this. It's too like it's too descriptive.
Yeah, and it doesn't, it has no justice. It said that it just has a that's why I wrote it, because I'm not gonna know what evidence it is.
Yeah.
Because I don't, this is really evidence.
No. But I guess you could use it
Okay.
for your writing as
So, talk to me about paragraph 3. What piece of evidence do we like in paragraph 3? Madeline, go ahead.
America was targeted for attack because we're the brightest and than other communities in the world.
Yeah, I mean, in paragraph 3, there's basically 3 metaphors, right? You have the foundations, you have the steel, you have the beacon. So any one of those would work. But yes, let's look at the present. So you could choose, where is it? America it was. And I think any one of those metaphors would work. Okay. All right. And I'm just going to put like out the side okay, why do we like that? Why do we like those words? Okay, there's a metaphor in there. Good. We could talk about the pieces and parts. What else do we like in there?
Patriotism.
Okay, there's a sign of patriotism in there. Yep. Anything else? Okay.
It's idealistic.
Okay. So what I'm doing, you'll see when we go to the next skill, which is actually analyzing stuff, is this is going to help me have language to analyze what we're finding. The other thing that y'all are going to struggle with in rhetorical analysis is finding language. And we'll talk about that in the next one, like what language is, what we're looking for. The more we do it together, the more I show you, the more language, quote unquote, you'll see. So, okay, good. So, like Drake says, we started from the bottom. Go ahead, laugh at me. It's an old joke. It still works. So we started from the bottom, and now we're going to the top. Close enough, yes? Nobody? Give me a little cred. It's a little bit. Okay. All right, so tell me, what is the big idea? So who's done their notes? Y'all are a rough crowd, God. Who's done their notes so far that can tell me what a claim is?
The statements that you make about something that you don't necessarily have definitive evidence for, so you have to provide your own.
Close, yeah.
And it's not obviously true.
Yeah, absolutely. So it's not a fact. So a claim is not a fact. Yes?
A claim is something that you assert to be true and support with evidence.
Yes. So I'm trying to change my language to be a claim, right? My language for years has always been assertion, right? We're going to start our body paragraph with an assertion. Assertion and claim, like you just said, like if you assert something, right? So it's the same thing. I'm trying to change my language to claim. I'm telling y'all this just so y'all know, because that's what our textbook has and that's what our rubric says, but I've always used the language of an assertion. So the idea of an assertion is it's your opinion. A claim is your opinion every time. Your claim is your opinion, right? And then you prove it to be true with evidence. So we cannot say that our claim is, in the first half, is that he's claiming that America is strong. No, he doesn't claim it. He says it, right? So your claim is your big idea. He's telling us we're strong. Why? To show what? So talk with a partner. What do these two pieces of evidence, what is he claiming about America? Ready? Go ahead and talk with your partner. Ready, set, go.
It's not America is strong. He's claiming that America
I want to know what the claim is. And I feel like that's they're not really talking about mental strength. And this one is like he's claiming other women. So I obviously don't.
Okay. So talk to me about what is he claiming. So Bush like contextualizes the day's events in order to show what? What is he claiming? Y'all can't, listen, y'all can't do that to me. Y'all can't, you go, talk in your groups. And y'all go, blah, 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 and then I go, all right, so, and then y'all stare at me. I get stared at like all day. All right, I'm going to tell you you're wrong sooner or later, so you might as well jump out there. Gage, let's see.
He's claiming that we're resilient.
That works for me. That would work for me. Anybody else?
He's claiming that the nation's gonna pull through.
Okay, kind of shows resilience, right? Hey Siri, what does resilience mean?
Resilience means the capacity to recover quickly from difficulties, toughness.
Does that fit?
Yeah.
That's kind of what you said too, right? Okay, so let's write that. So notice, and the reason why I look up the word, do y'all all know ultimately what resilient means? Yeah. In our class, understanding the true level, I'm going to say, of the word is important, right? To make sure it fits the situation. So notice you have to use this language in the first half. So we're going to start with in the first half. Why? Because one, I told you so. And then two, because it's going to help us create a line of reasoning in our essay. And you'll understand that later. So we need our speaker, Bush. Now give me a rhetorically accurate verb about what he's doing. Like he's like covering the events of the day, right? what's a rhetorically accurate verb? Look on the yellow pages that I gave you that fits. In the first half, Bush, give me a good verb. Confirms. Okay, that would work for me. What else? Analyzes the events of the day to show. That works for me.
Illustrates.
Illustrates the events of the day. Do what? Addresses. Do you notice how, like, not all of them would work, because choose one off of there that won't work. Refutes. That obviously doesn't work, right? Because that means going against, right? So notice that you have the verbs for rhetorical analysis, and then where's the second page I gave y'all? And then some of them are a little repetitive because like I just found them on different places. So you also have rhetorical verbs here, and then these are some literary verbs, but I think they'll still work. So I never want to hear you say says, explains, right? I want something stronger, right? Okay, so pick your verb. I'm going to go with, Caroline, what'd you say? Bush confirms. America's resilience by addressing the events of the day. Because we're going to kind of get this present, right? Okay, so this is our big idea here, right? So just like in math, if you have a math problem and you have a math formula, what do you do to check to make sure your calculations are correct? Plug all the points in, right, to get the answer. Okay, so we do the same thing here. Does A equal resilience? Does A plus B equal resilience? This doesn't show resilience, right? People died. That's not resilient, right? But we are the brightest beacon. So does this and this together show that we are resilient? Yes, so A plus B equals C. We did our math. It works, right? Last class, we chose a piece of text here, and it didn't really show growth or resilience, so we had to go back and change our piece of evidence, which is totally fine, right? So I want to write down, hey Siri, what's the definition of resilience?
The capacity to recover quickly from difficulties, toughness.
Resilience means
Do you want to
the
hear
capacity to recover quickly from difficulties, toughness.
Okay. I'm just putting the definition up there for us. Bless you. Because again, all of this will help in our analysis. Right? Okay. On to paragraph 4 through 6. What time do we got here? 41? 45. 45, good. Okay. Paragraphs 4 through 6. So remember, we're looking at like future actions, right? So if this is the present, things that are happening now, we're going to look at future. Okay? So moving forward. Paragraphs 4 through 6, find a piece of evidence. Paragraphs 7 through 9, find a piece of evidence. Talk with your partners. You got like 2 minutes. Ready, set, go.
Okay, I see that. Our military is powerful. And military is powerful. Our first priority is to get help for those and to take every precaution to protect our citizens. That's different.
Wait, just one for each, right?
Yeah, one from so their first priority is to get that's good. And then for 7 through 9. I feel like that's the only word that really
Wait, where is it?
America has done that once before and then we'll do second time.
So is it in the same
No, it's different.
Yeah, so I feel like it shouldn't be, I feel like it shouldn't be America stood down enemies before. Eight is like
Yeah, I know. Maybe 7. But those are like just
All right. Paragraphs 4 through 6. What piece of evidence do we like?
I said our first priority is to get help to those who have been injured and take every precaution to protect our citizens at home and around the world from further attacks.
Okay, what do we like about that? Like what's in the language that you like?
It takes action.
Okay, there is action in there. Is there other action in that paragraph?
Yes.
Yes. Point to the other action. Where's the other action?
I implemented our government's emergency response plans.
Our government? Oh, okay. Our military's
Is powerful.
prepared. Our financial institutions. So what I'm going to take is I'm going to take yours and expand on it. And I'm going to do all of the, like, our government. And then that goes into an action, right? And then our military. That can go into an action of being prepared, right? Our government again. That goes into an action. Do you see that pattern there, right? We circled the hour, didn't we, every time? All right, so in there, what I'm trying to get you to understand is I don't think before you have really found any value in your annotations. What I'm trying to show you is your annotations are going to develop your body paragraphs. So you might find something different than somebody else when you're annotating on your own, which is fine, but that's where we find value in your annotations, right? So what do we like about this? You said we like that this shows action, right? What else does it? What else do we like about it? Okay, so it shows a sense of unity. Anything else?
I mean, it also shows a bit of resilience, like in the second, or at like the first claim.
Okay.
Especially since everything is remaining open and they're.
So it can connect to resilience, okay? I think also I kind of see this as, look at this is like a list. Couldn't you also see this? This is a list, right? So it's also another list. Okay. What about 7 through 9? Did y'all get there yet? All right, well, let's talk. Dominic, what do you got?
I just remember America has stood down enemies before and will do it this time. None of us will ever forget this day, yet we go forward to defend freedom and all that is good and just in the world.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I like those two sentences, and for now we can take the two sentences. Ultimately, we'll just choose a smaller part, but I'm okay taking those two. So notice right now I'm not worried about like the length of our quotes. We will fix that in our next skill. All right, what do we like about that one?
It's kind of assertive.
Okay. With a statement that came out of your mouth, not assertive.
Yeah.
I mean, it's kind of assertive. Yes, it's assertive. A little curveball. Shows action. Good.
It's idealistic again.
Yep. It shows what? Yep. Okay. Now, what is he claiming? Can't say resilient. This is us having the capacity to recover. Now, what is he claiming about America here? You have 1 minute, talk with a partner, ready, set, go.
Here he's talking more about like
That's like that. That's like.
Yeah, but that's like,
All right, here we go. So, in the second half, what is Bush doing? Okay, calls America to action. Good. I like that.
This is completely different than that, but we were saying like strength and unity.
Okay. So the call to action is what he's doing, right? But what he does and what he claims are two different things, right? So he says that calls America to action, but
maybe like has the strength to take action.
he claims that America has the strength to take action. Oh, I think I like that. So Bush, in the second half, Bush claims America's strength is through our action. Claims America's strength is through our action. Can we use our in an essay? Yes, you can. As long as you're talking about like America and society. Okay, so now go back. Strength is like our big idea, right? And action. So does this show strength in action? Yes, it's very assertive, right? Obviously there's action in there. Does the second one show strength in action? Yes, precedence. And there it is. Okay, so this, my friends, is what we will call like our chunks, right? So tomorrow, listen to me while y'all put up. Tomorrow, your job is to do the same thing with Obama and Thunberg. Thunberg, you'll need to do on your own piece of paper.